So this is going to be a quick video on how to use the Ask Edgar Pro Discord server. So especially if you're new, you'll notice that it can get kind of noisy because we have a lot of automated alerts popping off. So when a ticker is over 25% on the day, it'll pop up in research reports. It'll pop up in Pro Gap Scan, historical charts. We also have a news channel, which is alerting news and filings for any tickers that are up on the day. So kind of noisy. The key thing is that in these three research reports, Pro Gap Scan and historical charts, you really only need one of them on, and it really just depends on your trading approach. So if you're an active trader and you're trading everything that moves, I would probably recommend having this one on and having the other ones muted. Basically, this will send a message whenever a ticker passes 25% up on the day. This gives you a quick breakdown of their offering risk, latest news, other key events that are color coded, so you can quickly kind of see what's going on with the ticker and form a bias. And if you are the type of trader that isn't trading everything that moves, but you like to more meticulously plan out your trades, research reports is probably better for that. This offers more in-depth analysis. As you can see here with this example, it kind of gives more descriptive information. It also does, this can be useful as well if you just want to use this for quick info as well, is this TLDR at the end. And the other thing to note is that this will only alert a ticker that's up over 50% on the day. So Pro Gap Scan 25%, research reports 50%. But the point is, depending on what you like, if you're trading everything that moves, Pro Gap Scan. If you're more meticulously planning out your trades, I would probably just leave on research reports and then mute this one. And then historical charts, this really depends on whether you actually use this information. I personally use historical charts a lot because I always want to see how the ticker had performed recently. We have an AI summary, just giving you a quick breakdown, so you can actually even just use this just to form a bias in terms of, is this usually the type of stock that fades? I actually look at every single chart because I want to know on certain days what was the news, was there any offerings? I want to compare it to the current situation. Like, for example, AMIX, as I've gone over in research, which is another channel I'll cover in a second, this ticker can potentially do a warrant inducement deal, which is kind of like an offering. And the last time it did that was this day right here. So this is the chart kind of interest to me. And sure enough, it did kind of the same thing. It had this like weak open, trap, push, and coming back down. And I wouldn't be surprised for them to do the same exact thing with a warrant exercise deal. And then we also have a lot of traders that actually just only have the research on. This is stuff that I'm personally posting, and I try to focus on what I think is the most relevant information in research. So like with AMIX, I'm just pointing out what I think is most important, which is the fact that they got this approval for reverse split. That's an important potential catalyst. They just got approval to issue more than this minimum threshold and this equity line, which is like an ATM. And I mentioned the possibility of this warrant exercise deal, which is going back to that chart. That's why that chart was of interest, because I think another warrant inducement deal is possible. And then gainer news, if you want to be aware of any tickers that you have a position in, assuming it's a ticker that's up on the day, or at least up in the last few days, it's going to be posting news and filing. So this is a channel that's also good to have on. Catalysts, I would say these ones, I personally actually mute these unless there's a theme. The reason why is because I'll actually go in and manually indicate what topics we want to flag. So right now, this is a weak market. There isn't really any clear theme. So none of these, nothing's really popping on news. However, let's just say, for example, robotics was getting super hot right now, and a bunch of robotics tickers were running. Well, we would be flagging news for that, in which case I would turn this on and I would actually be looking to trade news that comes in that fits in with that theme. So the point is, DM me if you have any questions, but a lot of these you can mute, and at the end of the day, it really just depends on your strategy, what tickers you're trading, what you're focused on, things like that.